Okay, so today's the 5th of April, 2021, and I'm just going to check on the stories of Matt Gaetz to do just one part to do with about some kind of death of a roommate that was suspicious when he was younger. Now, this has been attributed to a conspiracy, it says, Snopes theorist, but there's issues with Snopes, so I always look even with a wary eye at Snopes and other material. I don't believe everything I read, but if I can't verify it, then sometimes there's things, that you definitely need to have verified for sure. But there's other things that if you can't verify, it doesn't mean that it still didn't happen. There's still kind of a gap that's left by the wording that I saw. So I haven't really researched this a whole hell of a lot, thus I'm going to try to, the initial thing of what I found, disclaiming it. But only disclaiming it, in my opinion, because this person says they can't verify it, whoever it was that did the research. So it could be very well not true, of course, but it could have some fact. Who knows? So let's just take a look. I'll go to the tarot and ask and see if I get any sense of clarity or not. I ask my spiritual mentors to help me read accurately and clearly. I'd like to know whether or not Matt Gaetz and the story of a suspicious death of a roommate when he was younger, something along these lines, if there's any fact to that story. Just want to know if there's any fact as to whether or not Matt Gaetz had any connection to a suspicious death of a younger, of a peer in school, I think it was, or something like that, or a roommate. Did Matt Gaetz have anything? Is that just a gossip and a rumor? Or is there a basis in fact that isn't verifiable in the typical ways? What is the truth to that rumor? Because it's been attributed to a guy named Wayne Chung. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm silly. Wayne Madsen. These claims of 7 DUIs and let's see. God, I'm just reading even more. It's just like, oh wow, huh? So there's. I'm just trying to read this. Sorry. So he's had DUIs, but this guy has made this iteration of him having multiple ones, like 7, apparently. And the guy is known as this, he's called by Snopes, a Wayne Madison conspiracy theorist, who stated, Matt Gaetz is currently a member of the Florida House of Representatives, portrays himself to be to the Bible-thumping voters of the Panhandle as God-fearing conservative. However, even a partial glance at Gaetz' record reveals at least 7 arrests for drunk driving and a reputed alternative gay lifestyle. You know, either you're gay or not. It's not a lifestyle. That's the stupidest term. It's no more a lifestyle than being heterosexual. If you're being heterosexual as your lifestyle, let me know. I mean, my hair or a lifestyle is something that's irritating. They really need to bring it up a notch at this place. Anyway, but Madison gave no hint as to the location or nature of these purported records. Snopes reached out to him, and he didn't respond. There was a criminal record produced by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who they queried in July of 2019, that showed only 1 DUI. But such a report would not include offenses from other states, and I bet he's got them. I can feel it. You can probably too. I'll include this. Not only is the suspicious roommate death claim flawed, but further doubt is cast on its veracity by the fact that we have been unable to identify any contemporaneous press accounts of suspicious deaths at a Florida State University student who would possibly have been his roommate between 1999 and 2003, although a Florida State University administrator confirmed that roughly 30 students with expected graduations between 1999 and 2003 passed away during the time. So this guy's also claimed that Barack Obama is not a U.S. citizen and that he has homosexual trysts and all kinds of crap. So don't spread that stuff, folks. Definitely check your info, and especially when you come to me, if you come to me with it and you ask, make sure that, try to vet it. I'm just going to see if there wasn't anything where this death came up. You know, where did this guy pull this out of his hat? Probably where he pulled out the... So this guy sounds like he tells a mixture of truth and lies. Good luck. And it's not hard to do with somebody like Matt Gaetz. I mean, that would be easy to believe. So that doesn't surprise me. So let's see what the cards have to say. All right. I'll include the links in the description box. The Snope article I just read you. So let's see. Tarot. Is there any such veracity to a loss of the death of a roommate? Is there any veracity to that claim? Sorry about the background noise. Drives me nuts. Is there any veracity to these claims that Gaetz that there's a suspicious death linked to Gaetz? Let me put it that way. Any veracity? Any veracity? Okay, let's see. I ask my spiritual mentors to ensure that I read accurately and clearly. Is there any connecting point, any truth to these allegations that Wayne Madison has made towards Matt Gaetz? Well, this is the Knight of Pentacles, and this is indicative of being very studious, dutiful. It could be school, so let's just take a look. Four of Cups. I think somebody's bored. And I think this is work. So I think that this is just something they've come up with out of boredom, honestly. Yeah, could be. Let's just take a look at the other cards. It's just a feeling that came right at me. It's like, I'll just write this. I don't care. Because it shows that there's a lack of feeling. I don't believe that whoever made this up, and that would be Wayne, I guess, Madsen, there's no feeling there. But Matt doesn't feel, so I don't know. Take your pick. I get basis in fact. Based on this article, I suppose. There is the Five of Wands, so this is conflictual. This is competitive, and I'm feeling like work, competitive. He came up with this story, I think. This is retreat. This is having been pulled back or ill or in a state of recovery. He may have been, I wonder if this Wayne Madison was behind and needed to cook up a juicy story, honestly. And I'm no fan of Matt Gaetz, but I am a fan of the truth, however difficult it may be. There is a death here. But I mean, I can see this as being, you could read it as though he were going to school, bored. There might have been some kind of altercation at the most that I can see at the top. But this could also be, to me, if this isn't somebody drunk and not being very empathetic and having an argument or a fight that ends in death, that could be possible. But it's equally possible, in my opinion at this time, really with these cards, that there was a man that was bored, which I think is Wayne, and came up with this story. Now, he may not be able to verify it either. Now, I don't think his interest was in verifying it. I think he came up with this idea of this violence and a death out of, but I'm getting it like out of boredom and out of it. Yeah, he's trying to think of an idea. I just got a sense the guy sitting there trying to write something, trying to get some material. And it's a radical claim, but it's not all that far-fetched from being able to believe. I think this man is trying to get more work, this Wayne Madison. He knows that, I think what he does know in the environment is that he himself is a fool and taking a risk here, but also that Matt's a fool and he likes to take risks, and it's very believable that could have happened. So the only thing that leaves me a bit bothered is the death card here. And I do kind of feel like it's possible there might be some truth there, but maybe not in the way that this guy says, if you get what I mean. It's just not maybe exactly how this guy says, and this guy might not have realized that they're actually, I don't know, let's just see what the cards say. In the hopes and fears is the Ace of Cups. this is getting an emotional reaction. But also it does feel like it is drink emotive based. He wants to appeal to people's feelings as a writer, or as a somebody that's needing to make money off of publishing is what I'm thinking here. This is work. I see this guy. This is how he earns his money. I just don't think I don't think Matt did. And there's justice, but you know what? Matt's not not innocent either. And what I get with that justice, there was something that left out at me with, I think there are dark things that Matt is accused of and has done. And there are things that haven't yet come to light. Because there's more. I'm being told there's more than what you see going on there that he needs to be brought to justice. He does give a very different impression of himself. There's the impression that he gives as that I think the man fairly claimed that he's this, religious conservative, but he doesn't live the life of a true conservative. I guess unless you want to say the twisted lie that they live often. And they're not true conservatives, they just call themselves that. They're just messed up. But here we have justice and we do have death. And this is making me feel like there is a death, or there is an issue with a death that's going to come up down the road. And it looks like it wasn't intentional, but it looks like this would be something like manslaughter or just recklessness, but not intentional. And it does look like there could have been some kind of activity that was... But equally, I also feel like right here, I just feel like the guy was coming up with the story. I keep seeing him coming up, so I'm going to go with that. But the odd thing here is I feel like this is where the tarot says, okay, but there was a death. Or there is a death that is connected. And there is justice yet to be had for this death. And it may come out down the road in the future. The world, I'm getting like traveling, and I get the tower. And there was something that may have happened during travel somewhere, and where this person lost their life. Definitely, there is a death there. There is a death there. I don't think it's this roommate necessarily. It could have been a roommate, for all I know, but I don't think so. I think that the cards are saying there's just a sense of a little bit different story here. And there is something about a death. And there is something yet to come to light connected to him. And it doesn't look like it was intentional. Like I said, it was very sudden, quick with the tower. People, risky behavior. I'm sure it's being under the influence. And it may have been covered up. Here's the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Wands. There could be some kind of, with that wheel, I feel like that's karmic, and he's going to be... I also just got a sense of him, it may have been when he was looking, just starting out, with that Two of Wands, that he may have just been starting out in his career. at the time, this could be a message about that. When it happened, I'm not sure. There's a Queen of Pentacles and a woman, adult woman, and I'm feeling like his mother may have taken care of something or handled something. So I don't know, there's something here with a Queen of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles, and I feel like this woman's got coins. This woman's given some money to patch things over or something. I wonder if his mother is a earth sign too. I know he is. Could also be, I don't know. I just feel like something was taken care of. And it looks like there was a reckless death. Maybe people were partying or something. But I'm not being shown a person. Let me go back. Did I get maybe the Knight of, no, that would have been him. Knight of Pentacles. He may have caused a death, but I'm not picking up unless it was this Queen of Pentacles. I don't think so. I get a King of Swords and a Seven of Wands. There's a man that was defending himself. That could be who it was. A King of Swords. And this person would have been in a posture of defense with this card, trying to defend themselves. Yeah, this is a secret, and somebody was not. This is a situation where somebody was in a vulnerable state. So I think this is somebody that was in a vulnerable state. And again, my readings are all alleged for entertainment purposes only, but there is something, and someone who was vulnerable. This has been kept quiet. It looks like there is drink involved. Yeah, overindulgent sexual activity, this sort of thing. So I do see that there actually has been a death. According to the cards, all my readings, again, are alleged. This is an entertainment channel. Although I don't find that particularly entertaining, I think it's probable. This has been kept quiet. I think he's a bit wild, you know, when he's not in front of a camera. Well, he's been wild in front of a camera. So you can just about imagine if he had a chance to act out. I mean, there are people that if they see that opportunity, because they're a predator, like Matt, they'll do it. So there's something odd there, and I think it's going to possibly come out by the looks of that. So will this, let me just double check, will this death, will it end up coming out will it be exposed? I'm getting there has been at least one death in connection, and it does have to do with him being there, and he was a factor. And it looks like there's overindulgence more than, one way. And he took advantage, I'm getting he took advantage of somebody, again, as is his pattern. So let's just see. Cards, what do you want to share on that? There's been some radical change here, or something's had to be, I think there's been something, and I think that something had to get, quote-unquote, fixed or realigned. Yeah, I'm thinking when he was younger, and I'm thinking this could have been an overdose, or as a result of, like, say, this feels like this is deep rooted. Okay, this getting something here goes back. He's an earth sign too, and it goes back to his childhood. It's I think it's genetic. There's part of it, his problem is genetic, not entirely, I mean, but truly I think he's got some, like, damage or something. But also the way you're raised, and that's also the way, and this is definitely to be, when you're training a plant, you're guiding it. So it's the way he's been raised. Look at that. Oh my God, I don't usually read reverse cards, but it accidentally came up reverse. So the 10 of, there's a great, I feel like there's a man in his family, and I don't know if this is his father, a King of Swords, air sign, and I'm seeing an alcoholic, and alcoholism running in the family, and through a male side. Yeah, this is a real problem. This has not been addressed. It's hung around, literally, through generations of their family. And vehicles, the vehicle thing, the driving and suspended license. Now, I don't think his license is suspended. Well, it would have been with the DUI. Well, that was his first DUI, and I'm sure he probably I'm sure he drove. I bet he... Anyway, that's alleged and for entertainment purposes only. 10 of Wands. There's heaviness, yes. They like high risk, but it's also high stress. And there is the secret drinking also that goes on. And keeping how much one drinks secret. And I feel like there's other vehicle things, but that have been covered up. I feel like violations, where he's been the cop or somebody gave him a break, literally, because they had the same. I got a flash of a cop. All he's got to do is appeal to a cop that's crazy like himself, and they're out there. A lot of them are very. To give him a bit of a pass. Oh, he'll play the good old boy. I could see him doing that, totally. It shows that there was an abandonment. I think he left someone. There's 10 of Swords. The 4 of Wands. This feels like a party or a public situation. And this isn't being truthful. I feel like number one, I feel like Matt's going to have to abandon office. And it ends very, like, the worst. Lots of his skeletons come out. And he has to walk away from the life that he has lived since he was born. Literally. This is going to be a real shock for him. And I wonder if there's not going to be a lawsuit or something. Yeah, he's going to be in a fight. I think this could be a legal fight, though. And it shows, but this also shows that he is very much a predator that can't keep his hands to himself, tends to be rough, and likes to throw people around. Look at that, the devil. Jeez. And I think bondage. I'm getting bondage. Sadomasochism. He's really evil. I don't often say this about people unless they really are, but dude straight up gets the devil in the way of like, this is him. This is him. Looking for vulnerable people. What did I tell you? This is him. He is a predator. And there has been a death, it's saying. It's just been covered up. Trying to... He's going to try to continue, but he's just not going to be able to have what he once did. He's going to be really beaten up through this process where they start looking into his life. And also, I think, talking to people that he's put his hands on. Right here. This is somebody that's been smacked around. This is Matt. Going, gee, that was fun. Here's some money. Thanks. Nine of Pentacles. He's making money off this, too. There's some money angle here, folks. This is about earning and money and being able to earn quite a good living. So I'm not sure how this ties in, but I have a feeling we're going to find out. Yeah, there is a loss here. There's with the Emperor, the Five of Cups. I don't know if his father's going to pass, or if his father's just going to be very sad for him. But I feel like this big, I think, may pass. And it's like a father figure. There's a great deal of sorrow around it, but I can't tell right now if it's his sorrow or sorrow for him. Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. I think this person's trying to help him, so I think it's a father figure that's feeling sorry for him. And that wants to help him. They'll give him money, financial. His dad will probably help him. That's what it's saying. Two of Pentacles. He's going to go in and out of the spotlight. His rise is also, you know how he thought he was Mr. Big Deal, you know? He's going to be Mr. Fallen. You know, Mr. Loser. You know? And he's going to be just, I got here ahead as they look into his stuff, just in the media constantly, following him around. His story just doesn't want to go away. And that's because karma demands balance. So anything that he experiences is there's going to be a lot of karma debt that he's going to be experiencing, and it's karma he has to balance. It's interesting. This reading just doesn't want to stop today. It's like a spigot. You turn it on, and it's just like, okay, let's stop now. The guy's deluded, and there is a problem with alcohol, and there is a problem with his sense and perspective of reality. He has it's showing me his mentality is very fantasy-based. He does not have a good grasp of fantasy, and we're going to find that out because of his dalliances that he would rather we not know about, he's saying it's not true, but that's a lie. It's true. Whew. So it looks like there was a death, but it looks like it was covered up and it wasn't intended. And I think it was a male. I actually got there was a male. So I'm going to leave that here right now. I'm just like, wow, that's a lot to take in. I've just done 2, readings that are, so I got to take a break now. But I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and double check to make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube's been screwy. And I'm sorry about the posts. I don't know what YouTube is doing, eating posts, because I have not deleted anybody's posts unless you are putting up links for, you know, sex sites or something. All right. See you later. Have a good day.